So recently I was speaking with a freelance developer on Fiverr, and he was letting me know that he had met all the criteria to become top rated on the platform. And it's been months and he has not been sent the message and he had not gotten into that category. That's the problem we're going to talk about in this video today. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why this could possibly be happening to you. Hi, my name is Francis. I'm a top rated seller and a community leader on Fiverr. And on this channel, we talk about everything freelancing, productivity, and personal finance for freelancers. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Now let's get to it. The first reason why this will possibly be happening to you is because the top rated seller category is not automated. It's not like moving from level 1 to level 2 where once you meet all the criteria you're automatically sent into the next category. This, much like the pro sellers category, is something that is hand vetted by an employee, an individual that works with Fiverr. Because it's not automated, naturally the process is a lot slower. And I think it cuts across board, across all niches, whatever the case may be. Somebody has to go in and look at your account and look at activities and decide, yeah, this person is ready for that next level. So it's going to be slow for that reason. Now, the next reason is because of market saturation and queue length, which is also tying back to that first point of it's not automated. So because of the difference in market saturation in different niches, it's going to increase or decrease the length of the queue you have to wait on when you are queued up for becoming a top rated seller. And to show you what I mean, I'm going to take you to my screen. First, we're going to look at what the criteria are to become top rated on Fiverr. And as you can see, you have to move from level 2. So you have to already be on level 2. And then your success score should be 9 and above. Your rating should be 4.7 or above. Your response rate 90%, orders 40, unique clients 20, and earnings should be $10,000. You should have made $10,000 cumulative on the platform. It used to be $20,000. That was the criteria I joined with. But yeah, now they've brought it down to $10,000, which is a good thing for freelancers, reducing that bar to entry. But now let me show you what I mean when I talk about market saturation. So if I search the keyword graphics design, you can see here, take a look at this area. You can see 20,000 plus results. This gives you an idea of how many freelancers are in this particular niche. Graphics design generally is one of the most common and really highly saturated areas on pretty much any freelance platform. So if we look at logo design here, we can also see 140,000 plus people in this particular category. So let's look at something related to what my friend was talking to me about. You can see here it's 2,900 plus results. So it's not as saturated as the graphics design. I know we could also go into more detailed keywords and start to look at like Android app developers, iOS, web apps, and all of that, and you would get different results. But the idea here is for you to look at the results, and it will give you an idea of how saturated your niche is. And based on this, talking about the market saturation and the queue length, if there are more people in that in a particular niche, it could be the reason why there's a longer wait period. Of course, it's not the only reason. The next point is going to explain why, but on the surface, generally, it only makes sense that if there's a lot of people in a particular niche, because there's going to be a person, an individual, not some robot or some automated system that's going to move you from one level to the other, then it means the more people there are, the longer the wait time. It just will take longer to get to you. You could be number 2,900 on this queue, while somebody else will be number 1. So it will just naturally take longer. But the next point is average selling price. This is going a little bit more nuanced now to look at not just the market saturation, but what is the average selling price for a particular niche and for you as an individual freelancer on Fiverr. Let's use an example of someone who is in a very low niche where the average selling price is something like $5. What that means is that it would take you way longer. It would generally take everyone in that particular niche way longer to hit some criteria like the $20,000 mark. Right now it's $10,000. So the $10,000 mark, it's going to take everybody generally longer. So what that means is that although the niche is saturated, on the top level, people who have been able to make 20,000 on that particular niche will be very small. So the top 1% will be really small because generally it takes longer for everybody. That said, it's easier for the Fiverr employee, for instance, who is in charge of going through and vetting and deciding who's going to move from level 2 to top rated, it's easier for them because on that top level, there are very few people. So on the surface, it may look like 140,000 people in this category, but that is not the only deciding factor. It's more nuanced because on the top level, there might be fewer people because of the average selling price, and vice versa. On the flip side, there are some niches where there is little to no market saturation, and then the average selling price is actually very high. Something like the software development that we just used as an example. Now, in such a situation, we could have, let's say, 20,000 people in that niche as against 140,000 in something like graphics design. But because the average selling price is actually high, and also this particular niche is high in demand, it's easy for all 20,000 people to quickly meet the criteria to become top rated. So you see, even though the market is not so saturated, we can have a situation where we have all 20,000 people ready to move from level 2 to top rated, creating a bottleneck at that top level, making it a little bit difficult and slower for the people who are going to vet them and move them from level 2 to top rated. So you see how it's not straightforward, because one might look at it from the previous reason I gave to say, okay, this niche is saturated, therefore it's going to be harder for people to move on. It's also possible that the niche is not saturated, but it's also harder for people to move on because at that top level, there's pretty much everyone is there at that top level and ready to move on. So it can get really confusing. And I'm giving all these reasons because I want us to understand that it's not like somebody is singling you out, or the algorithm, like we always used to blame someone, or the algorithm is singling you out to stop you from getting to the next level or getting what you deserve. I've spoken with a lot of freelancers, a lot of them freelancers on Fiverr, and a lot of them have this mindset that something or someone is stopping them from getting into that next level. But keep in mind that more business for you means more business for the company, for Fiverr or any other freelance platform you're working on. So why would they want to tamper with your business or stop you from getting more money into the business when that would mean them making more money? So I don't think that's the case. There's always different things that are happening that makes it difficult for these processes to be as smooth sailing as possible. And one of them is when things are not automated. Another thing about the average selling price is that if your average selling price individually as a freelancer on the platform is low, it could tell the company Fiverr that, okay, you may have met all the criteria, but you're not really pulling in a lot of money to deserve or to warrant getting into the top rated category. And which is why I always advise to do your research and make sure that you're not playing in a space or in a niche where there is very limited possibility for growth. Your niche is very, very important. One last reason could be your overall account standing. And we're talking about stuff like your response rate, your order completion rate, cancellation rate, delivery time, quality of service, customer satisfaction and reviews, and then terms of service violations and guideline strikes that you may have gotten in the past. So sometimes you may have met all the criteria, but it's not as straightforward as, you have now met all of the thing. What is your account standing? So based on your history, they're definitely going to look at all these little things. So generally, I like to advise freelancers on Fiverr and anywhere else you freelance really to focus more on the variables, on the things that you can control. Stuff like how good is your service? How quickly are you responding to client inquiries and stuff? How well do you understand the terms of service so that you don't violate any one of them? So these little things are things that you do that are in your control that will help you to move on to the next level quicker when the time comes. Even all of these reasons and points I'm giving to you are not stuff I know for sure. I didn't speak with any employee of Fiverr. I am not an employee of Fiverr. Being a top rated seller doesn't mean much, and being a community leader, it actually doesn't mean much. It only means that I'm able to moderate in the Fiverr forum and see questions and stuff that freelancers on the platform have. It doesn't mean that I know for sure that these reasons I'm giving you are definitely why you have not become top rated. Nobody really knows. That said, you can only do what you can do. focus on variables, on things that you can control. Even if you don't become top rated seller, it's not a big deal. Really, if you're making, it doesn't make you make more money really. I don't think it moves the needle that much. I didn't see a lot of difference in terms of the amount of money that I was making on the platform when I became a top rated seller. So it's not something you should give too much attention to. It's just a badge, it's a badge of honor. Doesn't mean you have more money or anything. There are a lot of people who are even level 1, level 2, but making a lot more money than people who are top rated and even in the pro seller category. So it's really just a badge of honor, and it does do a little, it does move the needle a little bit to kind of convince a potential buyer that you are an authority and you've been doing this for long, so much so that Fiverr themselves have given you this badge of honor. Yes, it can help you close some sales for those kind of people who are into vanity metrics, who only want to deal with people of a certain level on a platform. Yes, it helps, but then again, it's not that big a deal. The most important thing is, are you making money on the platform? Are you closing sales? Are you getting orders? Just focus on doing the things that you can do. These 4 reasons are just there to kind of give you a clue as to what could possibly be causing it. And then you know where to put your attention and not feel too bad about it, or feel like Fiverr is singling you out and not giving you what you deserve.